You're outside on a hot summer day sitting on metal bleachers. You hear the roar of a 226 horsepower tractor moving towards you, and that monstrous truck is pulling 80,000 pounds down the track. Today I'll tell you about the background of tractor pulling, how tractor pulling was created, and how tractor pulling has changed over the years, as you see up there. This is a phenomenal event to be able to see in person, yet just hearing about it, I hope you will be intrigued to go to a tractor pull or two yourself. I know a lot of you may not know exactly what tractor pulling is, and tractor pulling has so many different parts, it's amazing and unbelievable. According to Mike Osborne, tractor pulling evolves into a multi-million-dollar sport on VOA News, Tractor pulling is such a big sport now, but it started out a lot smaller. Tractor pulling is exactly what it sounds like. It's a vehicle pulling a lot of weight down a 320-foot track. And you should be able, this is what it would look like. I have a replica to show in front of you that it's almost exactly what the picture above looks like. Tractor pulling did not start out in the limelight, and it hasn't been in the light for a lot of people recently. So here's a little background, and it has changed a lot, and it has also grown in popularity. There have also been quite a few changes to tractor pulling over the time, and before talking about those changes, let's talk about how it first was in the beginning. Some people may wonder how this unusual sport started. As told on Wonderopolis.com, tractor pulling just didn't start with one guy in a tractor. Tractor pulling was first started when farmers competed to see whose horses were the strongest. They did this by hooking a barn door onto their horses and laying it flat, and as the horse would trot by, people would jump on, and whoever's horse could pull the most people the furthest distance was the winner. And once the tractor was invented, it did not take long for that to become the center of pulling. So instead of farmers bragging about their horses' physical strength, they were bragging about their tractor's mechanical power. Tractor pulling is mostly carried on through family tradition, and once they're started in on the sport, they're usually in for the long run. And I have a book here that in it lists the names of pullers that have competed in the past, and in the past 50 years, that this was from the 50-year anniversary, that my father's and grandfather's name is in it, and my parents hope that maybe my brother and my name will be in it, because we're a tractor pulling family. Personally, I know many families that have also been involved in tractor pulling, such as the Buckmans and the Goodwins. They've made their mark on the sport and spectators, and they've also shown how things have changed throughout the years. And they do this by how they show how their tractors were before and how they've changed based on the rules and such. Oh, and I forgot to show. And how it's carried on, I have a picture of my family with my father's vehicle, and yes. I told you about that, I'm sorry. And speaking of hopefully seeing our names in the future, let's talk about some other changes that have happened. The sport has changed in quite a few ways, which include how everything is and was regulated. In the beginning, classes were only divided by weight of the tractor and not by the mechanical differences. Nowadays, there are roughly 15 different classes that have different requirements. So, personally, I know two pullers, Tyler Buckman and Doc Christensen. They both have tractors that pull in different classes. Tyler is only allowed to have one turbocharger on his tractor and slimmer tires, while Doc has 4 turbochargers and wider tires. And then you also see that this is a super fast class, and that is a truck, like a monster truck kind of class. Tractor pulling has changed a lot over these past 50 years, which include the rules and regulations of the sport, such as the pace tractor, which there was always a miles per hour limit on how fast the tractor could go when it pulled. But nowadays people want to see how fast these tractors can pull the weighted sled down the track. There have been many rules put in play in the short time that tractor pulling has existed. And all of these rules have come to play because of accidents that have happened or fear of some accident happening. such as the fender rule. As you see in this picture, there's nothing in between, the above picture, that there's nothing in between the seat and the wheel. So if the seat would break, the person would fall into the wheel, which is exactly what happened to one of my grandfather's friends. And his widow approached my grandfather and asked him to go to the NTB board meeting, which is the National Tractor Pulling Association. It's board meeting, and get them to pass a rule that requires all pullers to have fenders in between the seats and the wheels, so nothing like that would ever happen again. And there's also another rule put into place about roll cages at Toma, Wisconsin, which is a national tractor pulling show that my father is even a part of today. And what happened was the tractor completely tipped over and rolled so that the roll cage is to protect if the tractor were to roll. And one of the most important requirements is the kill switch, which when pulled will do exactly what it sounds like. It will shut off the motor and kill the motor, so that if the tractor were to disattach itself from the sled, then it would not allow for the tractor to keep going and run into the barrier or whatever that is at the end of the track. And another huge thing that has changed in tractor pulling is protection, such as fire suits, because as you see in the top picture, he is just wearing a cap and a t-shirt, where in the bottom picture, he has a helmet. He should have a neck brace and a complete fire suit, so that if anything were to happen to the tractor, that it would explode or somehow catch fire, he would be protected. And now that you know more about the background of tractor pulling, how it was first created, and how tractor pulling has changed, maybe someday you'll find yourself sitting out on those metal bleachers watching all that monstrous horsepower roll by. And to see all this power in action, come to Rockwell, Iowa, July 4th, 5th, or 6th. Thank you.